Hi, welcome to my channel, or at least welcome back. I've not made a video in like 2 years, but the other night I was up really late, at 5 AM. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I made a PowerPoint about The Sims 3 DS lore, and how I think it fits into the Sims timeline, because as far as I'm aware, I've not seen anyone talk about this. Hello? Do you want to come in the video? Hi! Yeah, I just want to talk about how The Sims 3 DS fits into the Sims timeline. I could be completely wrong. I've not seen anyone really talk about it, but that could just be like I've not been able to find it. I've seen a couple of things saying that they think The Sims 3 DS runs on an alternate timeline, but I kind of have a different idea, and I'm going to talk about that throughout this video as to why I think it fits in. So, I'm basically firstly just going to go through the Sims franchise timeline. It's a pretty known thing, but just in case, I'm just going to run through it. So the actual release timeline was The Sims 1, which was 4th February 2000. Sims 2 came out 4 years later on the 14th of September 2004. Sims 3 was the 2nd of June 2009, though The Sims 3 DS was the 7th of October 2010, and The Sims 4 was the 6th of May 2013, sorry. The chronological timeline is The Sims 3, The Sims, and The Sims 2, and then The Sims 4 runs on an alternate timeline. So basically, I am going to just discuss why I feel like, and where I feel like The Sims 3DS fits into this, because I do. I genuinely think it's quite important, and The Sims around this time was quite into their lore, well, more so The Sims 2, and then it falls on through The Sims 3. So I kind of don't see how they would not include any lore into this game. I can't believe that. The Sims 3 DS is set in a town called Beacon Bay. There was kind of a couple of families that have been continued throughout the Sims franchise, which are included in The Sims 3 DS. So there's the Landgrabs, the Goths, and the Altos. There was also an Adler in the Sims 3 town, and I know they've not been continued through any of the Sims games since, but there's a townie called Rose Adler, and recently during the Sims 4 gender customization update, they added a new Sim called Dana Adler into it, and I don't know how they fit, if they fit together. I just thought, you know, it's two similars and they're there. Obviously the Sims 4 runs on an alternate timeline, so whether The Sims 3DS, and this could happen, could fit into that alternate timeline with The Sims 4, but I think that's kind of far-fetched. I think it's more likely to fit into the Sims 2 and Sims 3 timeline, just because it's in that kind of era of The Sims. So the most interesting one and the most easy to follow one is the Goth family in The Sims 3DS. So obviously we know The Sims 3 townies on the PC version there's Mortimer Goth. He's a child, he's living with his parents. Gunther is Cornelia Goth. He's artistic, grumpy, and ambitious, and he's best friends with Bella Bachelor, who we now know later goes on to become Bella Goth. He's also friends with Bella's brother, and that becomes relevant a little bit later on. Sims 3 townies on the DS of the Goths, they have the same 50,000 simoleons, but this is Alex Goth and Cecilia Goth. So this is kind of interesting because it obviously runs on a timeline where Alex Goth has grown up. So as we know in The Sims 4, Bella and Mortimer have Alexander Goth, their son. This is why it also could be linked to The Sims 4 timeline. It's because it does just follow on through that story, but he also has been included in other Sims games as well previously, so it doesn't really mean much. Alexander Goth has, well, he's known as Alex Goth in this game, not Alexander. So Alex Goth has the painting skill of level 2, the charisma skill level 2, and his career is level 8 CEO. His lifetime wish is the Tinkerer, and his traits are neurotic, brave, outgoing, ambitious. And his relationships with Cecilia Goth is his wife, Holly Alto, which is his acquaintance. So the Alto family also fit into this quite interestingly because in the Sims 3 DS game, there's Holly and Don Alto in the family. So in, I think it's The Sims 3, I could be wrong, it could be a different game, but Holly Alto is the daughter of Nick and Vita Alto. It's The Sims 3. So, and Holly is a teen in The Sims 3 and an adult in The Sims 3 DS, and she's grown up and she's living with Don Alto. Now, these are enemies with the land grabs and friends with the Goths, so, you know, some kind of continuity there from previous games as well. People who tend to be friends with the Goths don't like the land grabs, and vice versa. So yeah, he also, this is really far-fetched, but he has a similar look to Don Lothario. Nothing else in the game kind of links them together. They just have a similar look to Don Lothario in The Sims 2. Alex Goth in The Sims 3 has also dyed his hair orange. This could be him rebelling as an adult, and there's kind of some story in the description kind of backing this up. So basically, his family bio states that his family, like him and Cecilia Goth's gloominess, is a result of having a father called Mortimer. So this kind of shows some resentment towards his father. Obviously, this kind of runs on from Bella's disappearance in The Sims 2, maybe. As he's all grown up, he has resentment towards Mortimer, and it states that. And he's dyed his hair orange, so this is a sign of rebelling and a bit of resentment towards Mortimer Goth. Maybe he blames her for the disappearance of her mother, or more so for his kind of immediate romance with someone else after her disappearance. He also has different personality traits to what he's had in previous kind of games, so he kind of just seems to have reinvented himself just to kind of get away from what's gone on. And that's kind of the most like solid way to pin this down into a kind of timeline, just because the Goths are kind of easy. They've got the strongest lore in the entire franchise, so to go off like their kind of things, it makes everything make a little bit more sense. Cecilia Goth in The Sims 3 DS, she seems to have a better relationship with Don Alto than Alex Goth. So that's just kind of an interesting thing that's been included there. So in The Sims 3 DS, you also can't view back previous family trees. You can't see any further back. I'm also pretty sure you can't even have babies in it. It's kind of a simpler game, as you can imagine, running on the DS. So there's kind of no way pinning it in. You can't look back through the family tree and check relationships that Alex may have had with Mortimer before, I'm guessing, Mortimer's passing, or Mortimer is an elder in a different world. You just have the one beacon base, so it's kind of hard to tell. So you can see Mortimer and Bella, I'm pointing because I'm looking at it, Mortimer and Bella Goth, and then that goes down to Cecilia Goth and Alex Goth, and then also Cassie is there as well. That's just kind of cute. There is no one below them, but something that I did point out as being interesting is, as you can see, Michael Batchelor, so Bella's brother and Mortimer's good friend in the earlier games. So Michael Batchelor was dating Dina Caliente. I know. Bella's brother was dating Dina Caliente, Mortimer's best friend, and we know that Michael Batchelor then became deceased, and that is when Dina Caliente fell on the shoulder of a rich married man. I know. Yeah. Anyway, so SimGuru Lindsay said in an interview that Bella was actually meant to appear in Strangetown in The Sims 2, but there was a bug and it caused her not to appear in the world. So she was taken there for an alien abduction, but there's still no kind of concrete evidence on, like, yeah, she was taken for an abduction. Mortimer could have set it up. I'm just saying. But yeah, anyway, it's just really sus that straight after Michael's disappearance and Michael's death, Bella's disappearance, them two become a thing. They could have conspired together to get rid of both of them. I don't know. Seems weird. They're trying to... it's too soon. So yeah. So with the Goths being in two different stages in the family during The Sims 3, Alexander Goth being a child in The Sims 3 PC and being an adult in the Sims 3 DS game, this leads me to believe that the Sims 3 on the DS is kind of slotted in after The Sims 2 on the chronological timeline. And the SimsFandom.com kind of backs this up as well for me. Which means at least there's a bit of a section in the story that kind of hasn't been spoken about in the Sims franchise, which I'm kind of shocked about. And again, if anyone is, then please point me towards the direction. I'm very interested in this. Leave all thoughts down below. It's wild. I had so much fun making this as well, by the way. So yeah, it kind of gives us the last puzzle piece of this chronological timeline that we have going on here. So after The Sims 2, obviously Bella disappeared. Mortimer and Dina were kind of getting it on. This kind of gives us a little bit more, so it's nice to see that Alex has grown up, married, like kind of got on with his life, even if it is with a bit of resentment towards Mortimer. He's got on with his life. He's kind of healed a bit after his mum's passing. He's also written some books about it. So he wrote a book hinting towards a novel about his mother's disappearance. Obviously this cannot be confirmed because we cannot see what is in the book. But I think I did write down the name of the book somewhere. I think it's called like Where's Bella or something like that. Okay, so the book written in The Sims 3DS is called Murder in Riverview, and this is written by Alex Goth. Obviously there is not much kind of to it. I did take a picture of it, and I'll include the image on screen of kind of what shows when you click on the book. This could be hinting towards, like, severely that he blames Mortimer. It's hinting towards Bella actually being murdered, especially with his... Sorry, there's a squirrel on the roof. Oh. Especially with him... Words. Head empty. Especially with him writing other books, such as Where's Bella. It kind of hints towards that. And he really just has a lot of resentment pent up towards Mortimer. Everything in it hints towards that. But it's nice to see that he has kind of moved on, even though even though his relationship is not that strong. And it seems like him and Cecilia's marriage is kind of not as strong as they would like people to believe. Obviously with her having a better relationship with Don Alto than she has with her own husband. So I really do just think that this kind of slots in after The Sims 2. This is after Bella's disappearance. Mortimer's got old. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's elsewhere. And this is just Alex getting on with his life. But I do believe this is kind of the final puzzle piece of that chronological time. And it kind of seems like it's ending well, even though there is some resentment from Alex to his father Mortimer. It is nice to see that they've grown up and they've moved on, and they're still filthy rich. So anyway guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Drop any comments down below of any points that you might think, any opinions on this. Can I just get a discussion going, because I would like to see people talking about this, because it's very interesting to me. I've not met many people who've played it on the DS. Like I say, it's a very simplified down version, but you still have the nice rabbit holes. Basically everything is a rabbit hole. But you can go to the store and buy food, you know, stuff that we actually want to do, like the mundane tasks of going to the store and buying a loaf of bread. It's nice. It's great, and it's just the one base game, and I would definitely recommend playing it if you hadn't. I grew up playing this game. I still have this game. It's open over there from when I was writing points down. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. He has the charisma.